Y'all gonna get mad, but I really don't give a damn. Attorney Ben Crump just announced that Christine Wells Wonsley, Nolan Wells' mother, has been notified that the Mississippi Board of Nursing opened a professional misconduct investigation after receiving an anonymous complaint. Now, let me say this. This woman has already buried her son. She is still waiting for answers. She is carrying the pain that most parents pray they never have to experience. And now, on top of all of that, she has to defend her career. Y'all know what nurses do. Nurses are the ones at your bedside. They're the ones catching things the doctors don't always see. You see your nurse more than you see your goddamn doctor. They're the ones holding families together on people's worst days. So after years of serving other people, this is what she's dealing with while grieving her child. The timing couldn't look any worse. I'm not saying legitimate complaints shouldn't be investigated. Every profession has standards, and those standards matter. But when something like this happens in the middle of one of the most painful moments of someone's life, people are naturally going to ask questions. Because from the outside looking in, it feels like this family can't even grieve without another burden being dropped on their shoulders. If the complaint has merit, let the facts show it. If it doesn't, I hope her name is cleared completely. Because nobody should have to fight for answers about their child and fight for their livelihood at the same goddamn time. Some of y'all need to ask yourselves a serious question. At what point do you stop adding to someone's suffering?
When it's all said and done, Nolan Wells' mother could possibly be headed to jail for things she said during the speech when she spoke about how black mothers need to raise their black kids to not like, respect, or feel comfortable around Caucasian people. Mind you, she's a nurse and she deals with people all the time. Her co-workers feel uncomfortable. The patients feel uncomfortable. People don't even want to go to her hospital.
About the importance of understanding when you are moving in different spaces with people that do not look like you. And it's unfortunate that we have to have these conversations, but they are needed in order to hopefully keep our children safe. So I would say to all the mothers out there, especially my black mothers, we just have to keep pushing forward. We have to do the things to protect our children.
A lot of people in her hometown are outraged because the rumor is she was never a good mother to Nolan. She never raised him, and the rumor is Nolan didn't even live with her.
So I watched this video about Nolan Wells' mom, and it was somewhat upsetting because in the entire video was two people talking about how allegedly Nolan Wells hasn't lived with his mother for some time, how she's hiding something, how they just can't figure it out. But they know that allegedly he hasn't lived with his mom for some time. My question is, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? So apparently people were saying this is why she didn't know who his friends were in these pictures, because she didn't have a relationship with Nolan that was that tight because he hadn't been around.
Not only did she not know who his friends was, but she's also being accused of spreading false information online.
They come that day. That was taken on that day, specifically the one with all three of them. Whenever I had made the post asking for information, there was a young girl who reached out to me and she said, "Hey, Miss Christine, I know that in the report it's stating that he had black shorts on, but she was like, he actually had blue shorts. And those are two very different colors. Like you can't get those two confused." And so what she did is she's like, "I'm going to send you these pictures to show you so, I could use to show everybody like this is actually the color of the shorts he was wearing." Because she was concerned too
So they had sent those photos to her, or have they posted
No,
those
these
photos
are
on
pictures
social
that
media
she took. No, she took the pictures.
Okay, so she was.
Yeah, she took those herself and she sent them to me.
She was out there.
Yeah, she was out there.
It's a shame how she had everybody confused about what she was talking about. I don't even think she know what she was talking about. But at the end of the day, that's Nolan's mother. Y'all need to respect her. Regardless if she raised him or not, that's still her child and she got a right to grieve. But these rumors about her facing fed time because of the things she said during her speeches, maybe she just need to be quiet and lay low. All that social media not only hurting the case, but it's hurting her reputation. She should let Ben Crump do the talking. or else fire him and be her own attorney. She gonna need more help now than ever, and I don't think her Pooh Bears got what it take to get her out of this type of trouble. The internet is eating her alive. It don't look like there's gonna be no way for her to escape this hate.
Nolan Wells, the case, no one's talking about it anymore. I wonder why. I'm going to tell you why. So, for one, his mama, she's good. She's over on Facebook doing Get Ready With Me's under an assumed name. So, there's that. Ben Crump, he's not even their primary attorney. Their primary attorney is a firm out of Mississippi. Ben Crump's license is out of Florida. So he's not even the primary, he's the co counsel. So why hasn't the Mississippi law firm that's actually representing Nolan Wells' family, why aren't they talking? And why is his mother doing Get Ready With Me's on Facebook? And don't tell me everybody grieves differently, because I don't want to hear it. She just did a press conference the other day, essentially telling Black people, Black mothers especially, we're going to have to teach our Black children to be careful of white people. And you guys don't want to say that that's racism. You're going to teach your Black children to be afraid of white people? The third thing is the autopsy results, the state one, has been released to the family. So why is it that when they got their independent autopsy result, Ben Crump did that whole theatrical thing for clicks and views and to get everybody emotionally worked up? But then when they get their autopsy report from the state, including the toxicology report, they're not referencing that. So I would imagine they don't want to talk about it because it's still an open investigation. But it didn't stop them from disclosing what the independent report said. It was okay to disclose that information, even though it was still a pending investigation. You know why? Because both of them have shown allegedly that it was an accidental drowning. And that's why you don't see it all over your social media feed anymore. That's why it's not in the news anymore, because it's like nothing to see here. Additionally, Ben Crump is now representing the Corey Ruiz family. And of course, they've opened a GoFundMe. And let's talk about the fact that there's all kind of rumors. I'm going to say rumors. Allegedly, people are saying that Nolan Wells didn't even live with his family. He didn't live with his mama. He lived with relatives and friends, which kind of makes sense because that Warren guy said in the Brandon Tatum interview that Nolan spent the night at their house and that he always spent the night there. So why wasn't he sleeping with his family? And why, when Nolan Wells' mother is putting out pictures of her other kids, family photos and things, how come Nolan Wells isn't in any of those photos? Is it because he really didn't live with them?
I'm starting to think maybe she's having all these troubles because she's light skinned. Because the brothers really don't have nothing bad to say about her. She got Ben Crump, she got her husband, she got Don Lemon, she got D.L. Hughley. It's a whole bunch of brothers that got her back. But these sisters really don't have no love for Mrs. Wells. Maybe because she thinks she cute, they want to snatch her hair out of her head. And it look like that's her real hair too. She got a whole lot of enemies. But one thing for sure, Reverend Al Sharpton got her back.
The mother of Nolan Wells received an anonymous complaint at her job that she should be somehow disciplined, if not terminated, because she began publicly questioning what happened to her son and demanding answers to his death. They called her racist and that she should not be allowed to continue to work in the Mississippi Board of Nursing. So Christine Wells Wonsley, because she had the, I won't even say audacity, she had the presence of mind to say, if my son left with 3 people, they come back, they have his phone, they have his parking keys, never call us and tell us that till we search. He comes up dead. They're white, he's black, in Mississippi. I just want answers. I'm not making accusations. She says, all I want is answers. She gets a lawyer to help find answers named Ben Crump. She gets an organization, National Action Network, and me, Al Sharpton, and then other groups. And that means she should not work in the Department of Nursing because she had the audacity to say that she wants to know the truth, good or bad, about what happened to her son. The arrogance of bigotry, of double standards, the insensitivity of a mother losing a person they brought in this world shows that we should not decide to fight. We have no choice. People don't see us as human, having human feelings. I think she should have been dismissed, if at all, if she didn't respond. Who wants a nurse that looks at your pain and you want to heal your pain or at least help, and they don't even deal with the pain, less known the death of their own child?
She done barked up the wrong tree. She should have never said what she said about black mothers raising their kids to not like white people. That's a major no-no. If she was really black like that, she would have known that's the last thing she would have wanted to say. They sending death threats. There's rumors about her going to jail for misconduct. They're investigating what she got going on in the workplace, negligence, malpractice. This could go bad. She might never see the light of day. She gonna go from being a victim to being a double victim. And Ben Crump might not have what it takes to get her out of this one. He's the one reporting that she's being investigated. He basically threw her under the bus.
What Nolan Wells' mother is going through is unimaginable to me. I cannot imagine the pain and suffering this woman must be enduring after losing her son tragically in mysterious or even suspicious circumstances. But since then, it's gotten even worse by online trolls really making her life uncomfortable by doing things like death threats and review bombing her job, making her look like she is an incompetent nurse. Somebody even filed an anonymous complaint with the nursing board, causing her to be investigated. This is beyond cruel. Well, I'm very happy to report that that investigation is closed and they found no reason for her to be in any trouble whatsoever. But a larger issue is this is a very common tactic amongst racists by trying to intimidate a black person who is simply trying to do what they are legally entitled to do, which is pursue justice in the loss of her son. They want to publicly humiliate, shame, and attack this person to A, cause them to stand down and no longer pursue justice, and B, make it harder for any other black people to stand up. I'm very glad that this woman is strong enough and she has continued to be strong in the face of these attacks. And I'm glad that these attacks are not working, because throughout history, this has happened. But throughout history, black people have always stood their ground and overcome these circumstances.
Hopefully now that she's under investigation, she'll stop streaming, stop doing live, stop going on TikTok, shut her social media down.
Hey, Boo Bears. Let me say this. My husband and I are going to continue to advocate. I know so many people are like, oh my God, you need to stay off social media. You need to give it a break. Well, just know I'm not on social media all day. I'm not. I've been heavy in my Kindle. And then, of course, too, I have other children that I take care of. But occasionally I do pop on. Most of the time I just post, come off. But trust and believe that I'm doing the things I need to do to take care of my mental. And sometimes posting does feel nice because I get to check in with my different Boo Bears and see how everyone is doing. But if you have an issue with me advocating and asking questions, I don't think I'm the problem, babe. I think you're the problem. I think you need to take a step back and ask yourself, why are you so triggered? Or what is causing you to be so upset that I am asking for answers? That is it. That is all. Never ask for special treatment, none of that. But there are just a lot of people who's bothered. But what I will tell you is that there are a lot more people who, despite the nasty negative narratives that are trying to be thrown out there, there's a lot of other people supporting me and my husband Elmore. And we just appreciate that. You know, just as parents, losing a child, I'm telling you y'all, it hits different. My mom passed away. It's going to be 8 years. And this hurt, I've said this in another video, this hurt is different. This is like a soul-wrenching hurt. Like you feel like your heart is just being ripped out. Like I don't even know if that's even a good way to describe this hurt, but yeah. But I just want to say thank you guys. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, thank you so much. Thank you to all the content creators who are using their podcasts, their platforms, all those things to make sure that Nolan's story is going. Like, I appreciate y'all. And I know I say thank you all the time, but even when I'm broken, like, I still need to give thanks, whether it's thanking the Lord for another day, thanking him for the time we had with Nolan, or just simply saying thank you to you guys for just loving on me and my family and your prayers. And I appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't get back to everybody because it is overwhelming, but just know I appreciate you and I love you. And I'm going to go clean up and get my life together. Have a great Sunday, guys.
You gotta be careful out here. Nobody on social media is your friend. I hope she realized that now. Her Pooh Bears can't save her. Ben Crump can't save her. When the system is after you, when they got you in that database, anything can happen. They said they closed the investigation into Nolan Wells' mother, but that don't mean they're not going to be using other sneaky tactics. It can get so bad, she might be facing bad time. Ain't no telling what her husband got going on. He might be a West Coast gangster crip or a Pyru. He probably did some dirt in California. Yeah. She better hope he ain't got a rap sheet. He probably do. Probably served some hard time. Ain't no telling how he able to afford to live with her and all of her kids. What he willing to do? Was Nolan Wells in a baby boy situation? Is this nigga Ving Rhames part 2? Only time will tell. They investigating. They looking into everything. She should have never said what she said. And most importantly, I feel like she should have never hired Ben Crump. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. What in the hell going on over here? She almost made me do a backflip. Is that Simone Biles? Good God Almighty, what the hell they done did to her? Shit. The hell with counting sheep. I'm gonna be counting backflips tonight. What the hell? But that's Negro here, no there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I got so much love for y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. And one more thing before I go.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like, then you must be a punk. Hold on now, here we go. Who is this girl? She got that junk in her trunk. Baby girl, back it up, poke out your rump. It's S.A.T that you want.